So, with no UFC for another 4 weeks, I was thinking of who will be champion for next year. Like, we've got a few fights. We have the interim fight with Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje, Rufus. We have Volk versus Diego Lopez. And I was like, man, it's good. I think it'd be a good video to discuss who will be UFC champion in each division in 2026. And I, King Here MMA, will be discussing each champ and discussing why I think these people will be champs in their division. So yeah, let's go. For women's bantamweight, I think it's going to be Kayla Harrison. Spoiler alert, I think she beats, I said he, I think she beats Amanda Nunes. I think Kayla Harrison just looked way more impressive against Amanda Nunes' list of wins. Like, example, Juliana Pena, for example. Amanda couldn't finish her in 5 rounds when Kayla Harrison did it in under 2. I know 100% that these two will be fighting in 4 weeks. And I honestly think Kayla Harrison's just going to get her out of there within under 3 rounds. And I don't doubt Nunes, but I think Kayla's... I could have said, like, left this vacant, but I think Kayla's just either going to stick around for a little to get a few title defenses, or she's going to retire. But yeah, this is who I think's going to be the women's bantamweight champion. So yeah, I think she's just a better fighter than Nunes, and she's younger as well. So on to the next. And for women's flyweight, obviously, you got to go Valentina Shevchenko. She's just dominated everyone, man. Like, she's dominated every single person. And now that Natalia Silva's fighting Rose Namajunas, if somehow Rose pulls through that fight, we just saw what Valentina did to Weili. And Weili is a 10 times better fighter than both those girls. She's just a bit undersized for flyweight. But I don't see anyone beating Valentina. Like, the only person that beat Valentina was Alexa Grasso. And even then, she struggled. So I think we could see Valentina once again retire this year. But if she doesn't, she's going to stay the champ regardless. So yeah, I think she's going to still be the champ of women's flyweight. So yeah, on to the next. I think for women's strawweight will be Weili Zhang. If you think Mackenzie Dern will beat Weili Zhang, I don't even know why you're watching this video. I just, like, don't get me wrong, Mackenzie Dern, I think, would be better brand-wise. But otherwise, Weili's just a more entertaining fighter. She's just more dominant. She's the champ. She's more of the champ. She shouldn't have lost her title. She should have never lost the title. It's insane that she had to vacate her title to go fight someone. She would have fought back straight away. She didn't, like, she had a little bit of damage in the Valentina fight, but it wasn't like extensive like Merab. But yeah, I think Weili's just going to run through Mackenzie Dern and then run through the rest of the division for maybe a year or two. But yeah, I think Weili Zhang is going to be the champ at the end of the year. So yeah, on to the next one. This sounds crazy. I think we're going to go through a crazy amount. So here's my reasoning why I think Alexandre Pantoja's going to become champ by the end of the year again. I think he's going to reclaim the title. For one thing, he's already training. He's already punching pads. It was just obviously a weird dislocation in the elbow. It was the elbow. I don't give a shit what anyone says. It was the elbow, not the shoulder. Second of all, I don't think Van was going to beat Pantoja personally. Like, Van's gonna fight Carp. Carp's the next number one contender. I think Pantoja still needs to just to recover that smidge, even though he's back in training. I think what's gonna happen is it's gonna be, I think Carp beats Van, then it depends who's first. If Tatsuro Taira fights Carp before Pantoja, I think Taira beats Carp. Carp's got real great weak grappling. We saw that against Makayev. But and I think Pantoja beats both of them. I think Pantoja's got better overall wrestling compared to Taira, and his jiu-jitsu matches Taira, and he's got better striking. And I think he just it'd be like the Kai Kara France fight. He'd take him down, he'd control him, he'd gas him out, and then he'd get the choke. So yeah, I think Alexandre is going to recapture the title and be the champ once again at flyweight. Excuse me. So yeah, for the next fighter, I think Piotr Jan's just going to keep the belt. Who's going to beat Piotr? You tell me who's going to beat Piotr Jan, because Piotr just beat Merab. Merab just cleared out everyone in the top 5. That isn't Piotr. Piotr got his rematch and beat him. And if Merab goes for the instant rematch, he will lose, because he just got 50-45 by Piotr. But I don't see Merab getting that instant rematch. This is what I think is going to happen. I think the UFC is going to pull some funky bullshit. I think they're going to... Sean O'Malley's going to beat Song Yadong. Sean O'Malley's going to get an instant title shot. Shouldn't happen. I think Piotr's a much better fighter. I think he finishes O'Malley this time by TKO. And then I think he fights Umar. I don't know what Umar's going to do against Jan. If Umar couldn't beat Merab, don't get me wrong, close fight with Merab. But if Piotr's defending takedowns against Merab, you're not going to be taking Umar down. If you can't take Merab down, you're not going to take Piotr down. As simple as that. I think Piotr could TKO Umar as well. I think he'll fight twice, and I still think Piotr will be the champ by the end of the year. I think he's going to go towards bantamweight, top 3, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think Piotr is going to be the champ at bantamweight. So yeah, for the next one, I think Volk's going to keep the title. But in saying that, I want to see him retire. But I'm happy if he goes for a few title defenses, and I feel like he's going to fight twice. He's going to fight Lopez. He should win that fight. And he'll fight either Lerone... I heard Lerone Murphy versus Mozart is in the works at UFC... it's London. I'm pretty sure. So whoever wins that gets to fight Volk. And I don't think neither of those guys can beat Volk. I think Volk, even at this age, is still just that technical of a striker and a grappler. So I think Volk will keep the title. But then I think he's going to retire at the end of the year. So I probably should have said vacant, but I didn't want to leave it vacant. So I think Volk's going to keep the title. I think he beats all the top contenders still at the moment. So yeah, that's my reasoning. And for the next one is Arman Sakarian. I think Ilya is going to relinquish the title. And then I think Paddy versus Justin is going to be unified as a undisputed champion. And spoiler alert, I think Paddy beats... No, not Paddy. I think Justin beats Paddy personally. I've just got it towards Gaethje. But then I think Arman smashes whoever wins. That's just... he went through Dan Hooker. Arman just went through Dan Hooker. Hooker had decent moments in the fight, but it just wasn't even close. And the fact is, Arman just that good of a fighter. He is the toughest test for Ilia Topuria at this point. And I even think Arman might beat Ilya. He's in a weird mental headspace now. So the fact that Dana's saying Armin should have to fight a few more people is fucking ridiculous. But I think what's going to happen, Paddy or Gaethje's going to win it. That's going to become the title, and then Armin's going to fight one of them and beat them. Regardless, Armin's going to be the lightweight champ at the end of the year. Mark my words. I'll shave my head if he isn't. Alright. And for welterweight, I don't think Islam's getting beaten. Personally. Okay? I think Islam is one of the greatest fighters of all time. But in saying that, I think he's in the toughest next fights of his career. I think he won't retire too soon, but I think he is on the road of, he's starting to go towards the latter end of his career. Not bad. He just had a great performance against JDM, but I think he's got some real tough tests, real different sort of matchups. He has Ian Gary. That should be next. I swear to fuck, if they put him versus Usman, I'm going on a crazy rant. The rant coming out next year. Ian Gary versus Islam. That's what should be the fight. Ian Gary's going to get subbed in under 3 rounds. I don't think Ian Gary can beat him. Prates, his grappling's a bit too weak. Just, we've seen it with Ian Gary. Ian Gary controlled him with the striking and the grappling. And Morales, we don't know enough about Morales. We don't know enough about Morales. We know his parents were judokas. We know he's a high-level judoka. But I just don't think anyone's going to beat Islam. I think Islam's going to fight twice, beat Ian Gary, then beat whoever the next contender is, and he'll still be the champ at welterweight at the end of the year. So, yeah. And this next one pisses me off so bad. I think Hamzat's going to be the fucking champ at the end of next year, which pisses me off because Hamzat's only going to fight once. So what's going to happen? He's been saying, "Oh, I am not going to fight because of Ramadan. I have knee surgery," and then he's going to fight. He's going to waste all our times. He's going to what's his name? Nasruddin Imavov is going to fight him in the middle of the year. He's going to lay on Imavov, and then he's going to make us wait another fucking 8 months after that, and then move up to 205. That's insane. That shouldn't be allowed. If he is even like if he doesn't fight for another 2 to 3 months, he should be stripped. I don't care. If I get this wrong, I am so happy. I'd rather Nasruddin be the champ. But the fact is, Chimaev does not fight. He fights once a year, once every 2 years. It's crazy. It pisses me off. Anyway, that's who I think is going to be the champ of middleweight next year. This next one makes me happy because I 100% believe in this one. I think Carlos Ulberg is going to win the title. I don't care if I've pissed off. Bedtime. I hope he hears this. Carlos Ulberg would sleep Yuri Prochazka. I don't care. Tell me why he wouldn't. Because, for one thing, Ulberg's lost once in his UFC career, and that's because he didn't use his cardio right. Carlos Ulberg beat Jan Blachowicz. He beat Volkan Oezdemir. He slept Dominic Reyes. And he has the same style as Izzy, who Izzy beat Pereira. So if it's either Pereira, I think he beats Pereira. And it'd be by knockout, I think. But I don't think Pereira's staying at light heavyweight, personally. I think he's going to relinquish the title. I think it's going to be Carlos Ulberg versus Yuri. I think Ulberg sleeps Yuri within 2 rounds. We just saw with Khalil Roundtree. He could have... If he didn't get the finish in that 3rd round, he would have lost that fight. And Ulberg ain't going to gas out like that. He's going to, pitter-patter and do all that stuff. And I reckon he slimes out Yuri. I think he's got more power than Khalil. Khalil doesn't have power at light heavyweight. I think Ulberg beats Yuri. Then he defends against maybe a Mirzakhanov or who's a light heavyweight? Light heavyweight's kind of trash. Or or he fights Khalil. I think Carl Solberg's going to be the light heavyweight champ at the end of 2026. And for the next one, I think Pereira's going to. I think Pereira's moving up the heavyweight and knocking out Tom Aspinall. I don't think it's that hot of a take, because Pereira fought at like 205 and 230, whatever the kickboxing thing is. If you look at Tom Aspinall, the way he fights, he just rushes in, and he gets away with it because he's got a chin. Because some of these heavyweights don't like have one shot power. It's weird. Alex Pereira will fucking sleep Tom if he tries that against Alex Pereira. I promise you. And if Cyril Gane beats Tom Aspinall, which, spoiler alert, I think Cyril Gane beats Tom Aspinall, I think Pereira will close in the distance and TKO Cyril Gane. Now, we've never seen Cyril Gane get TKO'd. I think that would be Alex Pereira's hardest fight to date. Would be Cyril. But for some reason, my gut is saying Alex Pereira will be the heavyweight champ. He'll be the first 3-weight champ. And yeah, I think he's going to retire as the heavyweight champ. And he'll be the champ at 2026. His style just beats a lot of the heavyweights. But, man, listen. Last video of the year. If you log on to the video, if you come onto the video, you watch the whole thing. If you watch to the end, thanks for watching, guys. I always appreciate it. Next video of the year will be probably the rant. I always appreciate you guys coming onto the channel, watching my videos. Please give a sub. I don't even care about the like, Just give a subscribe, and yeah. I'll see you all later. Thanks. Bye.